Hey, good morning. Dan Dockich here. Thanks for joining us. We got a monster for you today as we get ready for the first weekend of college football. Man, I got to tell you, at my age, you just want stuff, right? All I want is appointment television. Yeah, I look like a human bruise, but I was watching 2.5 Men last night, and I thought I'd break out my Charlie Sheen wear. And as always, I got to have an undershirt because I don't even know. All right, breaking news. Patrick Beverly has been traded from the Jazz to the Lakers. I honestly don't care. I can only care about the NBA when the finals come. But, hey, look, it was a trade. It involves LeBron James, and I figure you all would want to know. All right, yesterday, Vanessa Bryant, wife of Kobe Bryant, who passed away, was awarded $16 million. Chris Chester, wife of Sarah, and his daughter was awarded $15 million. There was a federal trial, a federal civil suit against Los Angeles County and the Sheriff Department. And this is kind of interesting, you know. If you ever watched the Netflix series, I forget what it was called, and I have it written down and I can't read my own writing. But it was about El Chapo. And when they finally killed El Chapo, everybody took pictures. There's something called the death book for sheriffs and police officers where you chronicle deaths. And one of it is taking Polaroids, taking pictures. In this day and age, camera phone. And what you're supposed to do with that is use it for official use only. Well, apparently some of the LA County Sheriff's Department decided, nope, we're not doing that. They decided, well, you know what? We're going to show it to bartenders. We're going to spread it around town. We're going to show it to different people. Of course, it ended up online. And look, it's very easy to say sitting here, hey, you know what? Well, it's fine. I mean, what the heck? You can't bring Kobe and your daughter back. You got to live with whatever happens. But unless you're that person and listening to Vanessa Bryant talk about, look, I wanted to go screaming down the street when I heard they were sharing videos of human remains of my daughter, of my husband. That would be incredibly difficult. She decided to file suit along with Mr. Chester because they did the same thing with his wife and his daughter who perished in the crash. Remember, Kobe and his daughter, along with 7 others, died in a helicopter accident. Well, yesterday, there was an award. The award to Vanessa Bryant was $16 million. The award to Mr. Chester was $15 million. Look, I got to tell you, man, good for Vanessa Bryant and good for Mr. Chester for standing up. I mean, let's be honest. You know, you just get tired of invasions of privacy in this day and age. You just do. You know, one of the things, you know, Vanessa Bryant goes out. Let's just say she goes out to dinner. You know what's going to happen? People are taking pictures. Hell, I'm an absolute nobody. And I've been called an absolute nobody, and I want to be an absolute nobody. I've always been an absolute nobody, but when I go out, I'm always looking around like, is someone taking a picture if I have a beer, or I start laughing, or, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous the world that we live in with that. So I believe the more you can, hey, look, I've had enough. I've had enough of you. That's it. I'm done with you. We're going to sue you. The better off we are. We got to stop this, man. It's like everybody else has the right to take pictures, post pictures, determine pictures, filter pictures, adjust pictures of people, and it's wrong. Look, I understand if you want to chronicle a death site, okay? I understand, but that's for official use. It's not for going to show some bartender, hey, look, I got pictures of Kobe
When you
Bryant.
live with moderate...
Hey, look, you want to see Chester's wife? You want to see Sarah Chester and her daughter? Here, I got these death pictures. What's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you, LA County police officers or sheriffs? Good for Vanessa Bryant. Good for her, good for Mr. Chester. And I hope that on appeal, nothing happens here other than saying, yeah, you got to pay for it. Yeah, you got to pay the full amount. I hope anyway, because we all know what happens here. Appeals get made. Good for them. Good for that jury. Screw that. I'm so tired of invasions of privacy. I was looking out my house the other day and some dude was taking pictures of my house. I get it. It comes with it. I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying you get tired of it. And I am nobody. Can you imagine being the Bryants? Could you imagine being somebody that's actually famous? Can you imagine? I can't. You just get tired of it, and good for Vanessa Bryant. It's not going to slow it down, but maybe it'll make people think twice before they're actually stupid. More on it. Let's switch over. Chet Holmgren is a young kid, and I feel bad about Chet Holmgren. All right? I feel bad because I don't like him. I'm tired of him. Like, I'm sure he's a great kid. You go to Gonzaga, you play for Mark Few. Generally, you're a great kid, but I've had enough of him. I don't want him to get hurt, but anybody with two eyes could see that the thin shoulders, the thin waist against grown-ass men, 37-year-old LeBron James in this case, the dude was going to get hurt. I mean, Chet Holmgren's always doing stuff like this. I don't know. Yeah, you know, I'm an old fogey. Get off my lawn, I say. But actually, had I been Chet Holmgren's age, I'd have been tired of Chet Holmgren. I feel bad. What's he, 18, 19 years old? But you know what? You get tired of guys. Stop. I got tired of him watching the NBA draft, so now he's hurt. He's got a foot injury. He'll be out. He's got ligaments in his foot. I don't want him to get hurt. I don't. I want him to have a great career. Hell, I want everybody to have a great career. But it's no surprise he got hurt. He got knocked down 7 times against Duke. I mean, look, you can flash all the deuces and wear all your little gold and your chains and act like a clown and all that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is you better eat and get in the weight room. Because if you're going to play basketball at that level and you one time go up against LeBron James at the rim, and he did a great job, he's a talented kid, and all of a sudden you're hurt and you're out, you better eat. You better get in the weight room. Get some muscle milk. Well, I can't believe you said that. You're body shaming him. No, I'm NBA shaming him. God dang. I mean, is it possible to find a guy? Actually, Kawhi Leonard is the guy. Actually, there are a lot of guys. Like Kawhi Leonard's won things. Kawhi Leonard may have backed out last year. I don't know it. I don't care. I know this. Kawhi Leonard makes baskets and acts like he's supposed to make baskets. How about that? What an odd concept. Kawhi Leonard wins stuff and acts like he's supposed to win stuff. This guy, Holmgren, told us all about how he was going to be the best player in the NBA halfway through his first year. How about you just shut up and have respect for people? Then the first time he even plays, and it's a Pro-Am game in Seattle, he's out for like months because he's got a bad foot. I got to tell you, I have a saying with my kids, you're giving me gas. Holmgren gives me gas. Hope he's all right. Hope his foot's fine. But that dude just gives me gas. I know I'm an old man. I know I'll be ripped for it. But I've had enough. I've watched basketball players my whole life. Basketball players that are any good come in, and they're humble. And the great ones. And this is what I said forever. If you're going to be an NBA superstar, then pay attention to the NBA superstars ahead of you. Now, inside a locker room, guy might be a trash talker. Magic Johnson, way enthusiastic, and if you watch that ridiculous piece on HBO that I couldn't stop watching, Magic Johnson was teammate first. Michael Jordan was teammate first. Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, came into the league teammate first. Bird, teammate first. Kobe, teammate first. Tough as hell, worked like crazy. I mean, think about it. I know times have changed, but as any truly great player that can play basketball, come into the NBA, acted like a jackass, and it's really gone well for him? I don't think so. I don't even know who the modern day stars are. Who's the best? LeBron, teammate. Pass first, get everybody involved. I'm just telling you. Steph Curry, teammate. I remember Steph Curry coming in the league and throwing deuces and talking about all the stupid stuff. It's ridiculous. So get healthy, get humble, and figure it all out. And rip me all you'd like in all your little magazines and all your little articles that follow this show. I've had enough of Chet Holmgren. All right. This is something that I shouldn't say. This, though, is why you watch this show. This is why you have listened to my radio show. I am always, ladies and gentlemen, always on the side of getting rid of stuff on your phone when asked to turn your phone over. Let me say that again. I am always for it. You want my phone? Screw you. I'm deleting everything. I don't care. I don't care whether you out there, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Public, think it's wrong. I don't care whether the cops think it's wrong. I don't care. You want my phone? I'm deleting pictures. I'm deleting tweets. I'm deleting every damn thing on this bad boy. Hell, I got text right now. My buddy Cam. Yeah. Talking a little smack about a golf match we got this weekend. I got notifications from the local dying paper. I'm just saying, you want my phone? I'm Tom Bradying it. I'm deleting everything. And I'm going to let every little slap in the media go. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He's so guilty. He deleted everything. Yeah, prove it. Prove it. I knew, Dockage. I knew you had no self-respect. I knew you were a dirty cheat. Yeah, I'm a dirty cheat. Jeff Ludlow, now, deleted smartphone data allegedly, including call logs in emails amid the MLB's 2019 investigation into the team's sign stealing scandal. Smart. Now, to his credit, my man here came up with something cute. Hey, look, I deleted pictures of my kid's birth. I don't care what you did. Now got word that Major League Baseball planned to confiscate phones as part of the sign stealing investigation. He informed employees of the organization to make sure they were comfortable with whatever they discovered. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you one thing. For whatever the reason, everybody wants to send naked pictures of themselves except me and my wife. I've asked my wife numerous times. She ain't having it. And of course, nobody wants to see this. But I'm telling you right now, you're damn right you're deleting it. He said this in a statement. He had pictures on my phone of my wife giving birth to our son, and I deleted those at her request. He says he backed up the phone to his computer before deleting anything, but then also deleted the backup so MLB had no access to his private photos or any of his devices. Good. Good. Screw you. I'm just telling you. You want my phone? I'm going to make sure there isn't a damn thing on that phone. If I could whitewash my phone, throw my damn hard drive into the water out here, break it up, that's what I'm doing. They couldn't find certain text and email exchanges, even though they confirmed the messages and changed using others' devices. Good. This is my stuff. This is my personal phone. Good. And Rob Manfred, your credibility is further impacted by the fact that you permanently deleted information from your phone and its backups in anticipation that my investigators would seek to search your phone. You know what, Rob Manfred? Bite me. Seriously. Just stop it. Tom Brady got rid of his phone. Hillary Clinton got rid of all of her emails. I'm going to worry about Major League Baseball. Ain't happening, baby. I don't care what your reaction is. I don't care how you feel about me. I'm telling you. The investigation, according to Lunau, said it uncovered 22,000 text messages from the actual participants in the sign stealing. The alleged participants openly text in real time, and not a single communication implicated me directly or indirectly in any way. I was not mentioned in these contemporaneous texts because I was not party to sign stealing. Good. I'm telling you. You can argue it the other way. I understand the argument the other way. I do. But last I look, who gives a rat's ass whether Rob Manfred thinks your integrity is zero? That's like me caring about the local rag paper, saying my integrity is bad. Don't care. Why would I? No chance. You do you. Somebody wants your phone, delete everything. What, Hillary did? Tom Brady did? What's your problem? I'm telling you. I'm not letting you have my phone. You get a court order, good. You get a court order, what's going to happen is you're going to get my phone, but there ain't going to be nothing on it. What happened? We got text from your buddy Cam and Laconey. They're not on your phone. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Shoot, are you kidding me? Rob Manfred, your credibility. Oh, yeah? Okay. Oh, really? Oh, man, I'm so sorry that my credibility is bad to you, Rob Manfred. Damn. Seems like I would want to have credibility with you. Yeah, my ass. You're not getting my phone. You can say whatever you'd like. You can say it however you'd like, but you ain't getting my phone, period. Or you can have my phone, but it's not going to have on it. Nothing. Nothing. Dan, there's ways you can actually wipe your phone. Also, a magnet works. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm wiping it down. I'm scrubbing it. One of the greatest cleaners in the world is my wife. I mean, she could take a house and clean it within an inch of its life. I'm cleaning it cleaner than my wife could ever clean anything. And if you don't like it, I don't even care. Please. Well, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but Rob Manfred says you have no integrity. Really? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What am I going to do about that? You know who's happy? My wife. I didn't show any naked pictures of her giving a birth. Speaking of giving birth, man, oh man. You know who Nick Cannon is? Nick Cannon is just slinging that thing. Nick Cannon ain't messing around, man. Nick Cannon is out here having children. Like when I say having children, I mean my man is just slinging it. I mean, if I go through the litany of what Nick Cannon is doing, and I ain't even mad at him. Hey, man, you got more money than sense, just be a father. I say it all the time. Just be a daggone father. But Nick Cannon, I just thought he was some little cheesy dude on one of the shows that went backstage. Nick Cannon apparently is a baby-making machine, this guy. He's on his 10th kid. He is. He's on kid number 10. He currently has 2 of his, I don't know, girlfriends, something, pregnant at the same time. God bless Nick Cannon. Can anybody not say no to Nick Cannon? Look at him. He's kind of Dennis Rodman light. Right? I mean, I think baby number 10 is on its way, at least according to TMZ. I love this line. Nick Cannon is a gift that keeps on giving. The guy is having himself baby number 10. His latest partner, ex-girlfriend, Brittany Bell, is carrying his new kid. They actually did a maternity shoot together. Go get him, Brittany. Yeah. Nick Cannon, time stopped and this happened. You know, do you ever, time stopped and this happened? These guys in Hollywood, they're really deep. No, seriously. All right. Brittany has given birth to 2 of his children, Powerful and Golden. And now they're having a 3rd. Nick's got his 10th kid on the way. He's got a partner named Abby De La Rosa. She's currently expecting, due in October. That's baby number 9. He just had a baby number 8 with someone named Bree TC. It's hard to keep track. You go, NC. Look at him. I mean, who could say no to that? Wow, he's got a pink thing on his head, cool tattoos, sleeves, he's got some arms, ripped up jeans, cool sunglasses. I don't know how you don't just lay back when Nick Cannon comes a-calling. God bless Nick Cannon. Populating the world. Man, you go, Nick Cannon. I just thought he was some little Weasley guy in the back going, hey, we're here at the whatevers. Apparently, he's a real dude, I guess. Nancy Pelosi, man, how long is this woman going to stay in power? Hey, can we play the audio of Nancy Pelosi? So yesterday, we all know that that Joe Biden told people making under $125,000 that you can give away $10,000 of your loans, which means that we all have to pay for students that got loans. Tommy Lauren said it great. She said, you took out a loan, repay your loan. It ain't that freaking hard. It ain't that hard, people. Now, let's think about this. Going back to April, this is what this crazy woman had to say about the president being able to forgive a loan. Let's hear.
People think that the president of the United States, is this more on the subject than you ever want to know? Will you let me know? People think that the president of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress.
Now, I couldn't really hear it, but if Nutso says it, we all got to listen. She said you can't do it. President can't do it. Can't give away a loan. All right. Can't give away loan forgiveness. All right. That was April. Now, I'm no math major, but that is month 4, right? January, February, March, April. That's number 4. This is month 8. I know it because it's my birthday month. So 4 months later, I don't know. Did something happen? Because now Cuckoo says, hey, look, you can do it. All right. Well, I like what Clay Travis had to say. Clay Travis is basically saying, hey, look, actually everybody's saying the same thing. This isn't going to pass muster. This isn't going to happen. Once we get going, once it goes to the Senate, this ain't happening. Hey, I don't know whether it's happening or not. But how do you keep your face like that? I don't think we should be able to give away loans. There are certain people in this world, and it used to be George Bush. It was George Bush and then it was Obama, George Bush Jr. or whatever the hell his middle initial is. When they spoke, I just went, my God. When Obama spoke, I just went, my God. Every sentence doesn't mean anything. The obligatory abomination of the obligatory masturbation becomes the obligatory Dodgers are beating the Cubs. That was always what I heard out of Obama. When I heard George Bush, I just heard stupid. I'm sorry, I did. Obama was like he couldn't get out of being professional orator while he somehow moved out of the presidency into multi-million-dollar homes. I don't get it. But when this woman talks, I got to tell you, I pay attention. I pay attention because I laugh. I want to see if her face moves. She's Botoxed within an inch of her life. I want to see, I want Botox. It doesn't move when you get Botox. Hi, I'm Dan. Wait, how do you put the eyebrows up with no wrinkles? And put your face this way. Hi, I'm Nancy Pelosi. We can't give loan forgiveness. 10 minutes later, hi, I'm Nancy. See what I did? I spoke out of both sides of my mouth. There are people, and I'm sure they're in my YouTube chat right now, that will actually defend this creep, that will actually defend this person who has been basically horrible for our country for a long, long time. Good for her, good for them, and good for you. Pelosi went from he can't cancel loans to yesterday, of course he can. You guys love yourself some politicians because you keep, I don't know, electing these idiots year after year after year after year. If somebody can explain to me why you keep electing these people, I'll give you my phone, complete with all the pictures on it. I'll let you have it. You can have it, baby. But I got to tell you, if look, I don't know what to say about Pelosi other than I don't know how you can do it. I don't. I don't know how you can sit there as a normal thinking human being sit there, listen to Nancy Pelosi, listen to Joe Biden, and actually believe, pay attention to, or have any regard for what they're saying. I don't know how you can do it. I honestly don't. 75 years in power with these idiots. It's really, it is absolutely fascinating to me. 2-inch Dub says, ain't nobody can defend these clowns, and yet there is. I got to tell you, there is. There are some of you out there that are actually defending these folks. Good for you, man. Great. Good for you. Man, see, we don't. Nobody votes enough, so the government does it for you. Yeah. I mean, look, here's the deal. If you're going to defend Nancy Pelosi, if you're going to defend our current president, God bless you. Good for you. But I honestly can't take you seriously as a person. I can't. I can listen. I'm respectful. But there's nothing about these folks that you can defend. Anyway, Hammer time is coming up. Let me see what I'm talking to Hammer about. Hammer last week, for those of you that don't know, Hammer gave you a degenerate pick that hit so easy. It was a preseason game, Seattle over the Bears. He'll have a degenerate pick today. We're going to talk about loan forgiveness. We're going to talk about Fauci leaving. We're going to talk about DeSantis. And I've got video. Oh, God. I've got video of the dumbest politician because he is using the Hillary Clinton method. Sean Black says, can somebody explain why the person who goes straight to work out of high school is responsible for paying someone else's student loans? I don't have an answer for you, Sean. I wish I did. I do. I wish I did. I don't. Somehow we're all supposed to pay for a bunch of entitled clowns' student loans. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do the loan if you can't pay it off. Seems pretty reasonable to me. Hey, thanks, everybody. It's a Thursday. We're off to a great start. But it'll continue. Jason Allen Hammer, you know him as Hammer Time. We know him as one of the great all-time radio hosts in the world. He's going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot to talk to you about. I got the damn awards. I got all kinds of videos coming up. I said to my guys we were going to do the Eagles and the Giants preview, but I already did the Giants. So Dylan and Ryan, it's going to be San Francisco. We're going to head out west and do the 49ers. I bet we got something good to bet on if you keep it right here. I'll bet you, because his degenerate special, Jason Allen Hammer's degenerate special, never, ever lets us down. Be right back. Stay right here. Where you going? Tell your friends. Come on.
Hey, it's Hutton from Outkick 360. If you couldn't catch the show yesterday, here's what you missed.
Basically, they've got their own apparel line. They're trying to rival Fanatics. Right now in that space, Fanatics for team merchandise is the top dog. Well, Amazon has the distribution to disrupt any market and be an immediate contender for the top spot in almost any market out there. So they're trying to be better than Fanatics at doing this. They're creating their own team apparel. It's specific to players. There's a USC football player and a USC female track star right now that has the track star has an officially licensed USC track uniform that's customized with something about her on it that she's selling on Amazon.
I mean, I can give you two teams that I'm high on right now coming into the NFL season. One, it's becoming pretty popular, which is a bummer, but I love this New Orleans Saints team. They have a pretty soft strength of schedule. They're ninth ranked schedule, ninth easiest schedule per Vegas win total. And barring injury, their defense should be top 3. I mean, it's been overrated for years. They're 4th in defensive.
We're discussing the sports topics you care about from every angle. Catch me, Chad Withrow, and Paul Kuharsky each weekday afternoon, 3 to 6 Eastern, right here at Outkick.com. Stay with us on the Outkick Network.
It's hammer time, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Jason Allen Hammer. You hear him, you see him, you know him, you love him. At Jason Allen Hammer on Twitter, 93.1 WIBC. You can hear him every day, 3 till 7. Hammer and Nigel, number one show in the history of the world. Hammer time. I got to ask you a question.
Very simple.
Very simple.
Student debt forgiveness. What's it mean to you? What's
Biden doing here?
So there's no such thing as student loan forgiveness, right? There's no such thing as student loan cancellation. The money's not going away. These universities aren't just sitting around a table looking at Joe Biden going, oh, Joe, you pulled a fast one on us. You dementia-ridden son of a bitch. You got us this time. That's not happening. They're going to get their money, and we all know they're going to get their money. Whether it's tuition hikes, whether it's somebody else paying for it, these universities, there's big money in education. You know this, Coach. They're going to get their money. All this did yesterday was pander to younger voters. That's all that it is. $300 billion. $300 billion for a one-time debt cancellation. So in essence, to me, this is a tax on the responsible. This is a tax on the people who work two jobs, who not only went to class, but worked as a pizza delivery guy, like I did up at Ball State, in addition to doing other things to kind of pay your way. This is ridiculous. This is not going to help anything. 4 years from now, you're going to look back at the results of this, and it's going to be nothing. Because the people that are going to benefit the most from this, and I know everybody will send me a tweet of, well, I've got a friend who this is going to benefit. Talking about big picture here. This is only going to benefit those that are going to make the money anyway, and those wealthier families in the United States. I'm old enough to remember when AOC wore a tax the rich dress to a big event in New York. And now we're giving the rich a tax break, okay? And stop with the comparisons of Donald Trump did a tax break for the rich. That's the most ridiculous piece of crap narrative since hands up, don't shoot. There were a lot of people that benefited from the Trump tax cuts. And yes, some big time businesses benefited the most, but a lot of those businesses use those tax cuts to keep their employees employed, to keep them, in the system of having a job. So these arguments that I'm hearing from the left of why this is better than what Trump did, or this is such a good thing. No, it's pandering for votes. It's a tax on the responsible, and nothing is going to come from this.
I got to tell you, from a group that said, how are you going to put a wall? We got a lot of money we're throwing around. Whether it's this, whether it's, I don't know, help to Ukraine. We're $4 billion or whatever it was going to be for a wall. That's a drop in the bucket to this particular regime.
It is, and it shouldn't be that way. Anybody that understands just the smallest amount of economics should tell you, you don't spend a lot of money when you're having money problems. That's how you end up in a situation like we have with the inflation situation. And you're right. We're sending more money to Ukraine. Now, at the beginning of this whole process, all right, fine. Let's help Ukraine out. Let's give a big middle finger to Russia. Fine. But since then, Coach, we've been making monthly direct deposits to these guys like we're a parent helping out our college student somewhere. And in that time, I've seen a lot of the United States weapons and aid that we're sending end up on the black market. And I've seen the Zelenskys doing fancy photo shoots on the cover of like Vogue magazine. If you've got time to pose for Vogue, maybe, just maybe, we should hang on to some of our money in the United States. And the thing about that, again, this is why social media can be such a hellhole. You say that, and then people will accuse you of being a puppet for Vladimir Putin. Let's not get it twisted. I hope Vladimir Putin dies a slow and painful death caused by monkeypox or syphilis. Either one. I do not care. I hate Vladimir Putin. But at the same time, I'm part of a lot of people that are sending money to Ukraine with our tax money, and they're doing photo shoots. The Zelenskys are doing photo shoots. Come on. It's a bad time economically, and our kids, grandkids, kids, keep going down the list. They're going to be the ones on the hook for all this crap.
Can you imagine you're in the middle of a war, you're fighting, you got troops out there, oh, wait a second, I got to leave my post or whatever it is to go to Vanity Fair or do a photo shoot for Vogue. What are we doing here?
It's insane. It's insane. And again, Donald Trump was laughed at for asking for $6 billion for a wall, which, oh, by the way, parts of it have been fixed by Joe Biden. Remember when Joe Biden said not a single dime of money will be spent on that wall when I'm the president? Well, his poll numbers were pretty bad down in parts of Arizona. And lo and behold, they found the money to fix a part of the wall. So this is all pandering. It's all politics. That's all that it is at this point, trying to get the younger voters to come in so they don't get their asses completely handed to them at the midterms. And listen, I'll put the tinfoil hat on here. I will wear the tinfoil hat. I don't think Joe Biden's calling the shots here. Think about all the things the Democrats have gotten accomplished on their wish list the last month. And during that time, the old man was either in the basement with COVID or on one of his 1,000,000 vacations. During this time, that's when they got the most things done. And if you think about it, this is how they got Joe Biden elected. It wasn't like he was out there stumping every night. They put grandpa in the basement. They turned on Matlock, gave him a few Werther's Originals and say, get out of the way. This is what's going on now. Whether it's Klain, whether it's Susan Rice, whoever it is, Biden ain't calling the shots. And I'll wear that tinfoil hat.
I'll wear it right there with you. What drives me nuts, HT, by the way, he's HT because he's Hammer Time. One of the things that drives me nuts, and this drove me nuts with George Bush, I thought he was the dumbest sounding politician. I thought Obama was trying to get everything that he said on the side of a wall. Like everything was like some kind of, well, you know, the obligatory of the obligatory. It's just stupid stuff. I hate when politicians speak, because I don't know why they think we're so stupid here. Everything this regime does is geared towards politics. They've done nothing that is geared towards actually helping the greater good, the big picture, as you call it. Am I wrong about that?
So yesterday, a professor at Harvard puts out a tweet basically doing a victory lap over this student loan cancellation, that his students are going to benefit the most from this. Harvard law students who are going to make 6 figures their first year out of law school. And if they don't, they will more than triple that in the next 10 years. Those are the folks doing victory laps for this. But I do think you're onto something here. You mentioned Bush, you mentioned Obama. It's not just politicians. People in Washington, D.C. think you're an idiot. Look at Dr. Fauci, and we'll get into Fauci here in just a little bit. This guy thinks that the internet doesn't exist and you can't find all of the lies and all of the flip-flops that he's had. Look at the mayor of Washington, D.C. She was all about being a sanctuary city. Oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then Governor Abbott says, don't threaten me with a good time, sends a busload of folks to Washington, D.C. And now all of a sudden she's trying to pull in the National Guard. These people are the worst. They're the absolute worst. I spoke to Indiana Senator Mike Braun just the other day, and I asked him, like, you're a business guy. You won your Senate seat by being the outsider. How swampy is the swamp? His answer to me was, you have no idea.
Yeah. Hey, how about Adams? Adams sanctuary, New York City. Let's go, baby. All of a sudden, he wants, I think if you asked him, hey, do you want to go down and fight Governor Abbott down in Texas? I think he would say, let's get in the ring. I do. He's that pissed off.
He is. He is. Everybody is a tough guy until they get called out on it, until they have to actually act on it. And this is that mentality of Washington and these major cities across the country, whether it's Washington, D.C., whether it's New York, whether it's Seattle. Everybody wants to be woke and progressive and defund the police until you don't. Then you have to reverse it.
Hammer Time, talk to me about Fauci. He's out in December. Where is he? How is he going to be remembered? And how about DeSantis saying, I'm not doing here with Fauci?
This guy is the most disingenuous, snarky, arrogant ass in the swamp. And that includes politicians. That includes swamp members. That includes the group that AOC is involved in. It includes Matt Gaetz. Think about what all you think about, whether it's Republicans or Democrats, snarky politicians. Dr. Fauci is the absolute worst. The way that he thinks his blank doesn't stink, and the fact that he gets so butthurt and pissed off when you call him out on his bullcrap, it frustrates a lot of people. And it should, because it was his advice, along with old scarf-wearing Deb Burks, who looks like the female Mr. Furley, those folks getting together, talking to local officials, the president at the time, Donald Trump, making their recommendations for these shutdowns that ultimately did not do anything except for cause people their jobs, create health concerns, schools getting locked down, causing irreversible damage to some of these young kids. We're trying to play catch up for 2 years now. And for him to have the balls to go on these news shows all the time, Fox News, Cavuto, CNN, MSNBC, Meet the Press, all the Sunday shows, and say that he was never the one that called for the lockdowns. Are you serious? Are you lying to me? Because we've got the tape. The audio is there. And if you're playing the semantics card here of, well, I'm not technically in charge of locking down, we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do. We've got it on tape. You recommended shutting things down. You told local governments, you told officials, and you told the president. They were the ones that made the call based off of your advice. So stop treating everybody like they're dumb. Stop doing magazine covers. And that tweet from former Surgeon General Jerome Adams defending Fauci, saying he never asked to be part of the spotlight. He never asked for any of this. Are you serious? Bull freaking crap. There's a great line from the comedian George Carlin, who once said, there are some people that lie and there are some people that are full of shit. Dr. Fauci is both.
Man, look, I one of the things that I think you said earlier in this is, or maybe you said it on a tweet, the internet and video is forever. And, you know, I've never understood this, and I've discussed this on this show. You're in Fauci's position, and all right, let's give him the benefit of the doubt going way back. The untenable situation, except, Hammer, that he was the number one public health care official in the country. And these guys knew about what was happening in Wuhan. They knew what was happening with the virus coming out of China. They had time. We all act like they didn't have time and they were doing this on the fly. But I always say there's a backstory, and these guys in those positions knew this was coming.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you buy Deb Burks, who is kind of his sidekick in this whole process, she's got some new tell-all book coming out. They knew 2 weeks to stop the spread was just lip service. It was never going to be 2 weeks to stop the spread. They knew they were going to extend that as soon as those words came out of anybody's mouth. And for him to come out and say, I never said that, and to get so upset when you challenge him, like if he were just to be honest, if Dr. Fauci would have came out and said, look, I've been in this game for a long time. This was a virus none of us really knew much about. We were wrong at the beginning. For that, we're sorry. We were doing the best we can based off the information. I hope you can accept my apology. It would still stink, but you'd have a little bit more respect for him. Dr. Fauci would take every single side of every argument because that way he knew he could never be wrong. And the folks that worship the Church of Fauci would say, well, listen, he's the science. He's the one that's going to get us through this. And the folks that actually have common sense would say, well, no, it's not science to take every single side of everything and then do a victory lap and claim that you're right. That's not how this worked. People's lives were ruined. Kids were not in school, and that has screwed them up for a number of years. This was a big problem. He was a big part of the problem. And now he wants to ride off into the sunset like he was the golden boy of science.
Every time I saw it, I was listening to your morning show with Rob Kendall and Casey, and they were talking about how, at least in Indiana and across the country, over the last couple of years, life expectancy has gone down by 2 years. And I'm sitting there, and Rob said it beautifully. He goes, oh, wait, you hold on. You mean that locking children down? You mean that locking people, keeping them away from their jobs, losing their money has caused people health problems? Well, of course it has. Yeah, the whole thing drives me nuts, and I'm going to get into this in a little bit, but we're still doing it. Georgetown University mandating masks inside. Let me go to the next move. DeSantis against Trump, DeSantis against Christ. What are we doing here?
So DeSantis, let's start with his governor's race here. I think he's going to win this race in Florida. His opponent came out with a video yesterday and said, "Don't vote for me." Now, I don't claim to be James Carville here, Coach, but that seems like a bold political strategy when you're trying to unseat one of the most popular governors in the state in this country. His whole angle was, if you're somebody that supports Ron DeSantis, if you're somebody that is thinking about voting for him, don't vote for me. All right, don't threaten us with a good time. I think Ron DeSantis is going to win his seat as the governor. Now, I will say this. Ron DeSantis has done a great job of barnstorming that state, going county by county, all over the panhandle, up and down, lobbying for those who I think can help him along the way. And this takes us to what happened this past Tuesday. It was primary night in Florida. And prior to that, DeSantis did this amazing tour all over the state of Florida, trying to lobby for some folks to win school board seats. Now, this is really important because we've talked about this a lot, the craziness and the nonsense that's going on in schools, where you've got, 3-year-olds reading the works of Kendi and all these woke young teachers fresh out of college trying to push their political views on kids that are super young. DeSantis knew that in a lot of states, especially Florida, you don't run with an R or a D next to your name. It's like that here in Indiana, too. But what he can do is name off about 30 people that he would like to see elected in various school boards throughout the state, and he lobbied for them. And of those 30, 25 have moved on. 4 are in runoffs, 21 won straight up. This is a great move. And honestly, this is the type of thing that separates Ron DeSantis from Donald Trump a little bit. Go back to when Donald Trump was just fresh off losing to Joe Biden. We had this Georgia election. A lot of people were wanting Donald Trump to take the high road and try to get, some of these Republicans elected in Georgia. Didn't want to do it. He was still pissed off about the election. And I get it. It's a national thing compared to a local thing. But DeSantis is a guy that wants to bring others up with him. And doing that for the school boards, I would love to see the Republicans make this a thing nationwide. Because Democrats would love to have these lunatics on your school board because they can hide because they don't have to have that R or D next to their name. This is what happened in Indiana. You had guys that were super radical, but they acted like they were this wholesome young kid from Leave It to Beaver when they ran. And the minute they got on that school board, here comes all the bull crap. And people were like, wait a minute, where did this come from? A lot of people aren't in the weeds of this kind of stuff the way that we are. They don't know who's a Republican or Democrat when they go to vote. DeSantis made sure people knew who was what, who stood for what. And that was a big reason that the Florida school boards flipped a lot of seats from lunatic to conservative.
I want to go back to something that you said. In the Fauci administration, is it Dr. Birx that is writing a tell-all book?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding you, but I think you're asking me about Dr. Birx having this tell-all book. And in this book, she's telling all the dirt. And again, maybe she's doing this to sell it. I don't know. You never know what's true or not. 2 weeks to stop the spread was never the plan. They said that to appease people. They knew as soon as that message went out, they started working on a plan to make it even longer.
Yeah, and I always think that people that write tell-all books are full of crap and bad people. That's just I could write a tell-all book about 16 years with Bob Knight and Indiana basketball, but it would hurt people. I think people that write tell-all books, particularly immediately after being in a situation that cost a lot of people a lot of stuff, I think they're bad people. That's just my opinion.
They're people that missed their payday and now they're trying to capitalize. Right. I mean, even Jared Kushner has a book out. This is a guy that doesn't need the money. Jared Kushner's got his own money, and then he married into the Trump family, and even he's got a tell-all book out. He's ripping Steve Bannon. He's ripping all these other people. Everybody affiliated with Donald Trump has some sort of tell-all book out. Most of them are trash. most of them, we already know the inside dirt anyway. I don't think there's any story that can come out now that's actually true that would make us, raise our eyebrows and go, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for writing this book. We needed this book. It's such a voice of reason. There's nothing left that can be said at this point, but people are going to keep pumping these things out one at a time.
It's awful. Anyway, last week you dropped a little Seattle Seahawks over the Bears in exhibition football. What do you got for the degenerate special, baby?
So week 0, as it's known as in college football, is here. Week 0. It doesn't really make sense. There's no such thing as a week 0, but here we are. We got about 10 games on the slate. Some of these games are so bad, there's not even really a line on it. But I'm going to take us to a little action. Charlotte taking on Florida Atlantic. Now, normally the degenerate special are teams way worse than these, but we got a limited slate here, so we're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken crap. So Charlotte at Florida Atlantic. These teams played last year. Florida Atlantic went into Charlotte, beat the brakes off of them. Both of these teams have a lot of people coming back. They have their quarterbacks coming back. So if you're running this thing back, and this year it's actually in Florida, at Florida Atlantic, why would I not hitch my wagon to the Owls on this one? The line is 7. I think that's going to go up a little bit. If you can get it at 7 today, jump on it. I love Florida Atlantic. We're going to lay the 7 against Charlotte. Week 0, let's go.
The degenerate special, this is high-end football for the degenerate special right here. This is big time for you.
It is. Normally, we live in the MAC. We live in the Fun Belt. We find, 2 fat guys playing catch outside, and we bet on it. That's normally the degenerate special. But with this limited slate of games, we're going to hitch our wagon to that. And we've also got a Hawaii game in week 0. So even if we do lose the degenerate special, God bless Hawaii, because that's the gambler's best friend.
10:30 at night, Vanderbilt going to Hawaii. Hey, how about this? The Vanderbilt coach said that he is going to build the best program in the country. There you go.
Yeah. And the student loan cancellation is really going to be beneficial in about 4 years. I believe both of those.
Oh, man. As on my Twitter, bring it, Hammer. No one takes it to the hoop stronger than Hammer. 3-7. Is it WIBC.com?
WIBC.com. You can stream. We'll have a little YouTube up there for a little while. We're going to have a good time.
What you got on today?
So today, local radio host Rob Kendall joins us. Nobody breaks down inside baseball and politics better than Rob, former elected official. That's another guy that brings the heat. And we'll get really into the weeds more of this deal with Joe Biden, the debt cancellation. And there's a high-profile murder that took place involving 2 little girls up in Delphi, Indiana. We're getting some more information out today about one of these creepy perverts that may or may not be involved. We're going to see if we can put 2 and 2 together today.
Man, that's been going on for a few years now. That is a horrific, horrific story that hopefully gets resolved soon. Hey, my friend, thank you. It's at Jason Allen Hammer. Thanks, Hammer Time.
Thank you.
The best.
It's the best. I'm telling you, it's the most fun half hour of the week. You know what you do with Hammer? You wind him up and you let him go. You ask him a question, then you shut up and just let the brilliance wash over you. It just washes over you. Yeah. All right, we come back. I got the Don't At Me Awards. That's right, Don't At Me. It involves T.O. It involves all kinds. Let me see here. Joey Chestnut. Masks indoors. Where you going? Keep it right here. We'll be right back. Bet $5, ladies and gentlemen, to get $200. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I don't know how you feel, but college football is starting up, and DraftKings has you covered. They do. I mean, let's be honest. You go to DraftKings, you sign up, you get you bet $5, you get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings. Let's talk some damn awards. Let's show you some videos of some great stuff. All right. I've always said that I like Terrell Owens, a.k.a. T.O. I felt like that's the best-looking athlete, whatever sport you want to play. I love this he had a short-lived reality show. I used to watch it, and I liked it, and I really liked the guy. All right, watch this video. This is supposedly now, ladies and gentlemen, T.O. running a 40 in 4.38 seconds. Do we got the video? It's unbelievable. This guy, T.O. 4.38 seconds is what supposedly Terrell Owens did the other day. 4.38. Here he goes. There you go. Look at this guy. Watch him come on. Damn. 4.38. Now, how old is Terrell Owens? How old do you think Terrell Owens is? How old do you think a guy could be if he runs a 4.38? I'm not sure he did. I don't know. The dude is 48 years old. There's no way he is 48 years old. He was born in 1973. Look at that. Look at that body. I think the guy's awesome. Like if today somebody would have said to me, all right, the Colts are signing T.O. You know what I'd say this afternoon on my indie radio show? Good. Dude just ran a 4.38. Or even let's say it's a slow whatever. Let's say he ran a 4.5. I'd pick that dude up. I'm telling you. I would pick him up today, tomorrow, the next day. Look at that man. It's a freaking stud. And he's running. Man, breaking news. Let's see. Oklahoma City Thunder 7-footer Chet Holmgren will miss the 2022-2023 season with a Liz Frank injury to his foot. He injured himself in a pro-am game in Seattle. Stupid. Whatever. I'm just telling you, I am not Chet Holmgren could be a really nice guy, and as I said earlier, if I met him, I'm sure I'd really like him. But I got tired of him very quickly. And this isn't old man Dan. I'm young hip Dan. You know, the deuces, the hair, all the stuff. Just listening to him talk, I had enough. So now he's hurt, now he's out, and I feel bad for him. I feel bad for not liking him, but I never did. Sure, he's a great guy. All right, today in Stupid Politicians, we're not going to talk about, Joe Biden. We're not going to talk about, Nancy Pelosi. We're not going to talk about any of the usual suspects. This guy right here, Charlie Crist, is running against DeSantis in Florida. Now, if you want to make yourself unlikable, mimic Hillary Clinton. Just do what Hillary Clinton does. Like, if you want to make yourself likable, don't do what Hillary Clinton does. But if you want to make yourself completely and totally unlikable, do what Hillary Clinton does, and you too shall be totally unlikable. Let's roll the tape, and I think this is from the DeSantis campaign.
To just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right?
Those who support the governor should stay with him and vote for him, and I don't want your vote.
they just don't learn. Like, if I'm running for office, which I should, by the way, which a lot of people want me to, which a couple parties in Indianapolis wanted to meet with me, the Libertarian and the Republican. But if I were running a campaign, I would say, look, if you voted for Ron DeSantis, I want to change your mind. Send me an email. I'll meet with you. Send me a text. I'll meet with you. Send me a DM. I'll meet with you. Instead of feeling yourself and being so stupid that you tell people, I don't want your vote. What are you talking about? Hillary Clinton, a bag full of deplorables. Now, I just want you to think of something. Whether you like Hillary, you know, you're a woman, you think she's the greatest, a trailblazer, whether you're a guy and you're like, hey, I'm such a Democrat and a liberal that I love Hillary Clinton, but just think of that sentence. A bag full of deplorables. That's just idiotic. That's just asinine. That doesn't even make sense. It's like if you're listening to a song and you go, huh? What? The hell's that? I don't know. A bag full of deplorables doesn't even make sense. Period. My dog's yelling about it upstairs. So now this dummy, he's feeling himself. He's tough. We're going to go out there and we're going to show you, damn it. Don't vote for me if you voted for Ron DeSantis. You don't understand my open heart. You don't understand the goodness in here. Because if you voted for Ron DeSantis, you know what? I'm telling you that you're soulless. Shut up. How stupid are you? I get you get feeling yourself. I do. Like I always say, if you like the writers of the Indy Star, then you can't like me, and that's not even true. What you should say is, look, I like the fact that the writers at the Indy Star don't like me. This guy should say, I like the fact that I'm different than Ron DeSantis, and Ron DeSantis may get nasty with me, but that's good. When bad people, if that's what you want to say, don't like me, that's good. I like that. That's literally one of the ways I live my life, when bad people don't like me. But these guys always say, don't vote for me. What are you doing? How stupid are you? Like, if I donated, he raised $14 million. He's way behind. I think it's $145 million that DeSantis ran. But if I donated, let's say for the sake of argument, I don't know, I donated $2,000 of my hard-earned money to this idiot. I've never called a political campaign. I've been involved in one. My brother ran down in Bloomington. All right, fine. I've never called anybody and said, you people are idiots. But if I had donated money to this clown, I would have said, look, hey, campaign manager, you're a fool. What are you doing? Make this dumbass stop or give me my money back. I mean, that's pretty simple. Isn't it? Am I wrong here? Probably not. All right. You can go a lot of ways with Kevin Durant. Earlier this week, Kevin Durant came to Jesus. Earlier this week, there was a meeting of the minds, the general manager, the owner, the owner's wife, and the coach, Steve Nash, met with Kevin Durant and his agent. And they hashed it out. Remember, Durant wanted himself a frickin' trade. Durant's like, yo, it's either me or Sean Marks, the general manager, and Steve Nash, the coach. One of the two. Now, Durant had zero leverage in this. Durant signed a deal. He's going to pay him $40 million. He's got like 3 more years on it. He had zero leverage. People laughed at him, and we should. But here's the deal. They met. They came to Jesus. We're all friends now. Yay, rah, we're going to move forward. Yeah? I got to tell you something. You all look at things like a player has to trust a coach. I look at it like both have to trust one another. Sure, player got to trust a coach. I don't really know what that means, but fine. But a coach has to trust a player. A GM has to trust a player. And let me ask you a question. You're the Brooklyn Nets head coach. You trusting this guy? This guy walks into your building. This guy knows who he is. He knows exactly who he is. He knows he's Kevin Durant, millions of followers on Twitter and Instagram. People love him or don't like him, doesn't matter. He's very sensitive. He's a guy that is chasing a ring, and good for him. He's made $194 million on this latest contract. He doesn't care what I'm saying. He doesn't care what Brian Windhorst. He don't care about nothing, and he shouldn't. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, the minute he walks into, the second he walks into the, the building in Brooklyn, you know what I'm not doing? Trusting him to win anything. Not a damn thing. And that's bad. If you don't trust the player and the player is just okay, you don't play him. If you don't trust the player and the player is your star, then you look at everything. One time I'm coaching Bowling Green. My best player was playing awful, and I knew he wasn't all in old Double D here. I had just gotten a job. I took him out of the game. I said, look, I'm not putting you back in till you convince me you're not fixing the game. Hey, we may lose. You're the best player on the court, and people may get on my backside, but you're playing so ridiculous that you've either, quit on your teammates, or gamblers have gotten to you and you're fixing the game. Can you imagine doing that now? Oh my God, mommies and daddies would be crying. People would be losing their minds. The kid's like, Coach, what are you talking about? I go, no. I'm not talking to you because I didn't trust him. Long story short, he went back in. He played well. We won the game. And over the course of a couple of years, he became my biggest advocate. And by the way, made a lot of money playing professional basketball because we developed the trust. Here's the deal with Durant. You can't go back on what Durant did. Durant knows who he is. He knows when he puts something like that out on Steve Nash or the general manager that it's going to be a big deal. It was a power play that didn't go. So face to face, I could see Kevin Durant say, man, we're cool. Shoot, I wouldn't trust that clown in Brooklyn, but I ain't trading him either. Not. Now that it's all out there, if Steve Nash has any cojones, and he did as a player, so I assume he does as a coach, if Steve Nash has any cojones whatsoever, Steve Nash will be hard on Durant and not worry about it, because what's the worry? Well, what? You gonna, what? Get me fired again? Oh, okay. What are you gonna do? I'm not trusting Kevin Durant today, tomorrow, or any day. Kevin Durant proved himself to be a fraud to that organization, and he has to prove to me that he is not a fraud on the court when we're trying to win games. And that ain't easy, man. That ain't even a little bit easy. That's tough to do. Book it. We'll see what happens. He'll get 40, he'll get 30, but the truth of the matter is Kevin Durant can't be trusted. I tell you, can be trusted. I tell you, can be trusted, is always to be trusted, and should forever be trusted. Joey Chestnut lives here in Indianapolis. He lives in Westfield, which is a little town just north of Indianapolis that has really taken off. It's where the Colts train. Victory Field is downtown Indianapolis. It is a great spot on a summer night to go watch minor league AAA baseball. All right. The two came together. The two came together as one the other day. Professional eater Joey Chestnut can add recorder holder at Victory Field. He ate, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, Jaws ate 32 24-ounce servings of popcorn in 8 minutes Wednesday night between games of the Indianapolis Indians and the Rochester Red Wings. He crunched and munched on enough popcorn to break the previous record, ladies and gentlemen, of 28.5 servings set last year in Vegas. He says, I'll be drinking water. One hand will be gripping the right side, handfully squeezing in just enough. One chew in my mouth, sip of water, chug it down, maybe a couple chews to the end. My throat's going to be tired, so I'm going to have to chew a little bit more. I might have to drink a little bit of water. It's going to be a battle, Chestnut said. That's right. Battle Royale, bots battle, you name it. All right, listen to this. Chestnut got it done. He got it done in record time. Look at him go. There he's chewing, there he's drinking, there he's chewing, there he's drinking, there he's now he's just guzzling. Now he's just gross. Now, I don't know. There seems to be some spillage. And look at the guy. You always got a guy with a camera. Does that look like fun or what? Chestnut always holds it in. Chestnut is a legend. Cameras abounding. This is pregame, not between games. Look at him. Look at the legend go. You got an announcer. You got Chestnut. You got everybody's got a little white guy holding a camera. Every team has one. And the Grand Master, the man, standing there in all his glory. If you had to chew, I don't know, 24-ounce bags of popcorn, what kind would you? What kind goes down the fastest? For me, it would be cheese popcorn or kettle popcorn. I can't have that dry stuff. I can't have that dry cold stuff we get in movie theaters. I can't have this stuff that's packed in the back at Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana that I used to see in bags 4 days before the Indiana Hoosiers games in Assembly Hall. No. I got to have me some cheesy or give me some caramel or give me something. I don't know, but congratulations. You are the man, Joey Chestnut. You will always be the man. Joey Chestnut is the standard by which all eating happens. It's sad that Kobayashi got, well, not political. He got money driven years ago, or this could be Chestnut against Kobayashi, the all-time greatest, and I'm being serious here, rivalry in sports. Sad, really. Very sad. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. You may have a difference of opinion on this. You may think things go the other way. I don't know. You tell me. But what are we doing at Georgetown University? Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. I'm not surprised by this, although I used to think the collar was different. I used to think the collar didn't care. You know, we got bingo in the Catholic school system. We got bingo on Friday nights, Saturday nights. We got pull tabs. We got casino night. You know, the Catholic school system, which I have talked about here a lot, has always been a little bit different. But let's look at old Georgetown. Georgetown is mandating masks indoors. Georgetown is saying to its students, look, we understand. We love you. We want you to be a part of our institution. We think you're awesome. But we're still idiotic enough and we're still woke enough that we've got to have masks indoors. We can't do without them. How could we do without them? If we don't have masks indoors, I don't know what to tell you. Now, Georgetown is one of the nation's highest rated universities. Georgetown is a place where smart kids go and smart people teach and smart people give back. And frankly, smart people brag about having gone to Georgetown. It's all encompassing. But when you're woke, you're woke. I said this going way back, and let me address you all out there that vehemently disagree. Look at our little montage on Fauci. Science dictates that masks do nothing to stop COVID. They also at Georgetown are mandating a COVID booster. Now, I don't know about you, but I was on the front lines of this when very smart doctors, and people made fun of me, and that's fine, and the local yokels at the failing local newspaper wanted the doctor's name, and I actually gave it. Told a family member of his brother, be careful with this vaccine, man. We don't know enough. I got the vaccine because I wanted to work. I wish I hadn't got the vaccine. The booster shot does nothing. I'm seeing all kind of people die very strangely. Miscarriages among women up significantly. Now, I don't know, but I've had some people die in my life, and you go, wait a second. And they were vaccinated. Hey, look, I don't know. I'm not supposed to know. I read and write, but I always thought I'm supposed to listen to doctors, not writers, not bloggers, not TV hairsprays, not nobody. I listen to the guys with the MD. And the ones that I respect, maybe not you, you've got your own. I get it. But the ones that I respect, smartest dude that I know, most agrees on the wall. Well, you know, Dawkins, that doesn't make him smart. Yeah, I know. I said that for you guys just so that, well, you know, you'd have something to come back at me at. I got to tell you, they said don't get the vaccine yet. How many times has Jill Biden been boosted? How many times has Joe Biden been boosted? The worst dressed woman in America, Jill Biden, can't get out of her own way of COVID. She can't. It's almost like the Bidens are passing the bong, right? I mean, what the hell? So now Georgetown says, well, look, you must have masks inside. Very healthy 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 22, 23-year-olds have to have masks. Okay. More and more studies continue to emerge confirming that masks and other interventions on college campuses are useless. They simply don't matter. I'm reading right here. I don't know what to tell you. Terrified adults covering their own backsides. You know what? I said this before, and I'll say this again, and I will never stop saying this. I couldn't imagine the fear of all of a sudden being a fourth grader, my first grade, second grade, third grade, kindergarten, whatever. I didn't have a mask. Now all of a sudden I got to wear a mask. You know how horrible that would be? Not only horrible to wear a mask in school, not horrible to wear a mask on the playground, you're sweating in it, but horrible because I would be scared, like, what are we doing? And we have so many adults, and I say this almost every week, and I'll never back down from it. We have so many adults that, for whatever the reason, don't understand, can we let kids be kids? And then you throw in universities who are supposed to be the leaders. Yeah, all right. These leadership places, these places of higher education where the smartest teach, the smartest learn, the smartest give back, the smartest study, the smartest research, are too freaking busy covering their backsides that they don't even pay attention to what is out there. The research. Mask, useless. Booster shot doesn't stop you from getting it. Which is, by the way, and don't tell me that nobody ever said booster shots were designed or if COVID vaccines were designed for you not to get it. There's all kind of video out there of Biden, Fauci, and the rest, so stop that. Damn, Georgetown. You know what Georgetown needs? Georgetown needs a little bit of John Thompson Sr. John Thompson Sr. was always just smart. He was smart. He was tough. You need a kick in the pants. John Thompson Sr. Honest to God. That's what the world of Georgetown needs. John Thompson Sr. would not have coached with a mask on indoors at G-Tucky. He just wouldn't have. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have. The news of the day, I'm going to go back to it because I know everybody doesn't just watch for 20 minutes. Chet Holmgren, second pick in the draft, out for the year because he was dumb enough to think he was cool and playing a meaningless pro-am in Seattle. So this fool plays in a pro-am. He jumps up and does a great job defending. He did. LeBron James, yay, Rod, go fight, win, got knocked down. Next thing you know, boom. What is boom, you ask? I'll tell you what boom is. Boom is him breaking ligaments, Liz Frank disease in his foot, and now he's out. Roll this if you didn't see this guy getting hurt. I don't know. The YouTube chat is up and pumping. Ron Richardson says, fear is a powerful tool. Boy, I agree with that. Man, do I agree with that. Yeah, man, Jody Shelton's best friend developed something after the jab. He's been hospitalized 7 times. It's interesting. Blood clots, no question. I don't know why, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why we listen to actors, actresses, and media types. I don't know why those in charge of our health don't listen to real science. You explain that to me, Spanky, please. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Damn. See, I don't understand why common sense is not common, as King Nuts said. I live my life with common sense. I live my life with logic. But it's just not that common among the supposed smartest people around. All right, good for them. You want to know about the Eagles? I really don't care about the Eagles, but I'm going to talk about them. San Francisco 49ers, I do care about them. They got a new coach. They got a new quarterback. And the degenerate special, I'm going to refresh you. What exactly was Jason Allen Hammer's degenerate special? See this phone? If you ask for my phone, I'm deleting everything. As simple as that. You can ask for my phone. Sure, I'm deleting everything. Hey, look, you're looking for bad stuff that I've done? You're not getting my passwords. Good for the general manager of the Houston Astros. We'll talk about that, too, when we come back.
Hey, it's Hutton from Outkick 360. If you couldn't catch the show yesterday, here's what you missed.
You identify yourself by your work to a ridiculous degree, you know, and I won't, people say, who are you? And I don't say I'm Teresa's husband or Simon's father. I say I'm a sports writer and sportscaster, you know, which isn't something I'm proud of, but I think Nick Saban's wired to the extreme in that regard.
It also just doesn't seem like work to Nick Saban, hearing him discuss it. I think he just truly loves it. I don't think he views it as some burden. He likes getting up and having a team to report to. He talked about self-gratification. He's clearly a guy who bases his gratification in life on work yielding results, and he's not going to have that anymore. My primary complaint this week is that just because you may have the right-of-way or you may be right in a traffic dispute as a pedestrian does not prevent you from being struck by a car. So you need to move out of the way, one way or the other. Give you an example of this yesterday. Pulling out of this venue, there's a roundabout very close to our studio here at 6th and Peabody. It's a very busy roundabout with 2 lanes. There are blind spots. When you take a right, there are cars in the left lane that are going fast around the roundabout.
We're discussing the sports topics you care about from every angle. Catch me, Chad Withrow, and Paul Kuharsky each weekday afternoon, 3 to 6 Eastern, right here at Outkick.com. Stay with us on the Outkick Network.
Last half hour of what has been a fantastic week. How about Shane Beamer, Urban Meyer, Hammer Time, Bobby Barack? I tell you this, when we have Bobby Barack on, you guys love it, man. Man, the numbers go through the roof. Bobby Barack, America's conscience, is absolutely a superstar. Woj and others, 7-footer Chet Holmgren will miss the 2022-22 season with a Liz Frank injury to his right foot. The second pick in the 2022 NBA draft was defending in an idiotic pro-am where he thought he'd be cool and play, and he got hurt. And next thing you know, he's out for the season. Whatever. I feel bad for the kid. Nah, it's not whatever. I feel bad for the kid. I do. I feel bad for the kid. I don't want to see that happen to anybody. But damn, you got to be smarter than that. All right, Saturday, our man Hammer gave it to you. He gave us Florida Atlantic against Charlotte. It's the degenerate special. It's our first. I just put down on DraftKings right now. I did. I put down $110 to win 100. There you go. I'm not mad about it. So I paid the juice up front, and that's what I did. And I am going to keep track of my football bets this year. Currently, I am that was Hammer's bet. I'm 1-0 in football bets. I'm writing it down. One de nada. All right? 1-0. We're going to keep track. My guy Jimmy Cook on my show in the afternoon, you know what? He has kept track of his bets for like 5 years. It's kind of glorious. It really is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Eagles of Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is a former coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And everybody that works for the Indianapolis Colts, ladies and gentlemen, gets themselves a job. It's amazing. Chris Ballard, in terms of folks that work for him, is the most respected general manager in the NFL. I mean, working for Andy Reid, being around Andy Reid, being a really good guy, he is the most respected general manager in the country. He is in the NFL. I mean, everybody gets a job. Colts haven't won squat. Sirianni, offensive coordinator, he goes to the Eagles. The other guy, Matt Eberflus, he goes to the Bears. Look, it's like working for Nick Saban here in Indianapolis. Work for Chris Ballard. Get yourself a great job. It's fantastic. Last year, Eagles 9-8. They have a protected quarterback. I mean, let's make no bones about it. Jalen Hurts is protected in the society of the NFL. He is. There are certain quarterbacks that you can just rip and rip and rip and rip and don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. We're not mad about it. Nothing to see here. Jalen Hurts threw 16 touchdown passes and 9 interceptions. Let me give you an example. If you're just going by that, Carson Wentz threw 27 touchdowns with 7 interceptions, and they couldn't wait to get him out of Indy. The difference, though, is this. Jalen Hurts, did you know this? Did you know that Jalen Hurts was the leading rusher on the Philadelphia Eagles, over 700 yards? That's dangerous. Like, I don't know. He had 10 touchdowns rushing. He had 16 touchdowns passing. Looks like to me that'd be a pretty good fantasy pick. Like, I'm not really into fantasy football. I wish I was. I want to be. But Jalen Hurts leading the team in rushing and being the quarterback, what is this, Bobby Douglas back in the 70s for the Chicago Bears? That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Like, do we not have a running back that can gain over 700 yards? Do we not have an offensive line that can open up holes? What are we doing now? Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, and this is where it gets good for your beloved Philadelphia Eagles. You ready? Let me give it to you. Is that an A? A.J. Brown. Yeah. A.J. Brown comes over from the Tennessee Titans, and I got to tell you, that is a difference maker, particularly with Miles Sanders hurt. A.J. Brown is the most important guy on whatever team he's on, not named the quarterback. He just is. He's going to go for about 12 to 1,300 yards. He's going to catch 100 balls if Hurts can get it to him. Problem you have is Dickerson and Kelsey, the offensive left guard and the offensive center, are banged up and questionable. Defense still has Fletcher Cox. Defense still has Josh Sweat. But here's the situation. A.J. Brown makes a ton of sense. The Sanders kid, the running back, he's still banged up. Is the running game not going to be any better? I don't know, but it better be. I don't know that you can go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl or win a division that has a really good Dallas Cowboys team in it if your leading rusher is your quarterback. I don't think you can. And that's going to be the situation moving forward with the beloved Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you say to me, Dan, you don't understand. Jalen Hurts was running for his life. I say to you, I do understand. I absolutely understand that he did not lead his team in rushing based on plays called for him as a rusher. But I also understand you better have a damn running game. I also understand you better have somebody in the running back position step up. Last year, they did not. This year, it isn't as important because you got A.J. Brown, and I'm telling you right now, I've seen that dude in person a couple, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. A.J. Brown's a bad boy. A.J. Brown is no joke. A.J. Brown will win you games. He will. You know, Devontae Smith is on the other side. How good is that? Look, you got those two. I'll put it to you this way. A lot of people are saying, well, I'm taking the Colts. Colts to win the Super Bowl. I'll take those wide receivers ahead of anybody the Colts have. I mean, I'll take Devontae Smith over Michael Pittman today, tomorrow, and the next day. And I think most of you would too. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, to quote all of the female reporters on Twitter when Chip Kelly first came to the Philadelphia Eagles, yes, please. That was. We'll look it up. Every female reporter that covers the NFL said the same thing. I'll never forget it. Chip Kelly's first half, yes, please. Anyway, the over-under is 9.5. You can actually get better odds plus money under 9.5. Well, let's go through it. Let's assume that everybody's staying healthy. What, you ask, is the schedule for the Philadelphia Eagles? Well, they open up at Detroit. And it seems like everybody on this list, and they were because I went through the NFC Central, but everybody seems to play Detroit. Does Detroit have a 32-game schedule, 31-game schedule? It feels that way. Then they go at home at Minnesota. Here's the thing. At Detroit, Minnesota at home, at Washington, Jacksonville at home. Now, if they're any good, they should win, I think, 3 of those games. You should win the 2 home games. And by the way, that second one, how about Carson Wentz starting at Jacksonville, where it all went south for him in Indy, and then, ladies and gentlemen, on September 25th, 3rd game of the year, going to Washington. Wentz also has to come back to Indy. It's great. So there you go. First 4 games, you got 3 wins, I think. I mean, you should be able to split Arizona. You should be able to split Detroit, Washington, and win the 2 home ones. So you're sitting there 3-1. Let me do the math here. That's 3-1, first 4. Now it gets a little sexy. Now you're going to have to play some football. You're at home against Dallas. Then you got a bye week against Pittsburgh. No, this isn't that. All right? Then you at Houston, and Washington comes in. So you got 3 of the next 4 at home. Yes, please. I'm going to go soft here. I'm going to go 2-2. I think they should be 3-1. But I'm going to go 2-2 just because I feel like it. So 2-2. So now you're sitting there 5-3. You only got to get to 10. All right? At Indy, they ain't winning. Green Bay at home. Tennessee at home. At New York, the Giants. I think that's another 2 in there. I don't know. You got 2 home games. You got 2 road games. I'm going 2-2 there. Now we're at 7. All right? This ain't great. 7 and 5. That's 12 games. That means we got 5 left here. Bear with me. At the Giants. At the Bears. At Dallas. Home against New Orleans. Home against the Giants. Can you get a sweep of the Giants? Can you beat the Bears? Can you lose to the Giants, beat the Bears, win the 2 home games? There's your 10 wins. 3-2. 3, 6, 8, 10, and 7. Take the over. I make this simple, don't I? I do. What do they say? Keep it simple, stupid. You ready for that? Keep it simple, stupid. I'm just saying. All right. So that's what I'm taking. Now let's go out west. We're going to start west. Here's the deal. 49ers. Do you know how little we really know about the 49ers? Did you see this the other day? Brett Favre came out, and you know what he said? Brett Favre came out and said, yeah, 49ers are making a mistake going with Trey Lance. Now, here's the deal with Brett Favre. I don't know whether Brett Favre knows anything. I assume he does, right? You got to assume Brett Favre knows what he's talking about when it comes to quarterbacks. I would argue this. The more I've read about Jimmy G, the more I say adios, Jimmy G. If Jimmy G, in fact, ghosted his own organization as he was an up-and-coming quarterback after Super Bowls and after seasons, get out of here. I mean, you're paid a lot of money. The president of the company calls you, texts you. You at least have, I don't know, a little respect to text and call back. Now, you also got to understand that I don't believe most of this crap that I hear. A lot of people do. I don't. You may, I don't. But the deal is simply this. They have moved on. You can argue about it. You can not argue about it. But they have moved on. Here's the other thing. Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, one of the great threats in professional football. Do you trust him? Or I do, because I look at it and go, hey, look, Deebo Samuel made all these threats. I don't want to run inside. I don't want to do this. And you know what they did? They said, okay, Deebo Samuel, we're going to give you more money. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. What are you talking about? Fine. No problem. Do any of you, or are any of you surprised by this? Wait a second. You're going to do what now? Yeah, we're going to give you about $14 million more. Okay, I'll run inside. Would any of you think differently than Deebo Samuel? The answer, of course, no. But when you look at the 49ers, you look at their defense and you say, okay, this is one of the premier defenses in the league. Right? I mean, this is a defense that can go win. They didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher. Elijah Miller got close. He'll be better this year. So you've got Trey Lance in there. They're trying to trade Jimmy G. Trey Lance gets hurt. Trey Lance doesn't play well. You know what's going to happen in San Francisco. They're going to be clamoring for Jimmy G, and that's a problem. It's the same thing that I can't wait for in Tennessee. As a Colts fan, Jimmy Irsay actually said it. We got to face the Titans. We got to get after the Titans. Well, Malik Willis showed just enough in preseason that, well, if Tannehill struggles, you're going to hear it. If Trey Lance struggles, you're going to hear it. You just are. I'm sorry. You can get mad, glad, angry, or sad at me, but you just are. Good wide receivers? Okay. Can your quarterback get you the football? That's the biggest question. And that's not going to be answered until basically you get week 3. Defense, Fred Warner, Mosley, Bosa, Kinlaw, great defense. Great defense. What are you going to do? Everybody said, hey, look, you win because Jimmy G had a great defense. Jimmy G didn't do squat out here. He didn't do nothing. He couldn't play dead. Blah, 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 blah. All right. We're going to find out. Now, when are we going to find out? That's an interesting question. Because they open at Chicago, Seattle at home, at Denver. We're going to find out in Denver. We are. We're going to find out in Mile High, whatever they call it, against Russell Wilson. Yeah. And then you got the Rams coming in. That's when you're going to find out. Defense, maybe a little Deebo Samuel. Just handle the ball. You can beat the Chicago Bears. Seattle, look, when it's between Drew Lock and Geno Smith, not exactly going to be a great quarterback battle between Drew Lock, whoever comes out of that with Seattle, and Trey Lance. We don't know Trey Lance, but the third week, woo, baby. Now, you also can look at this another way. Is Trey Lance set up to fail? Trey Lance and the 49ers, they go into Chicago, new regime, a lot of good vibes, fired up, hold it. What if the Bears beat them? Jimmy G. They go home to Seattle, should win it. What if they don't? I mean, Seattle's on scholarship too, aren't they? I thought they were. I got to look around. Yeah, they're getting paid money. Then you're at Denver, the Rams, at Carolina, at Atlanta. They take a little, swing. Kansas City at home, at the Rams. Woo! Then a bye week. Then this gets interesting. I don't think I've seen this in scheduling. 4 straight home games. You got the Chargers, Arizona, New Orleans, and Tampa Bay coming in. 4 straight home games is something you don't really see right after a bye. So you're basically talking about, I don't know, going to L.A., coming home for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4, 5 weeks. And then you go to Seattle, Washington next, Las Vegas, and then Arizona. I think they're going to have a monster year. I look at this schedule and I say, yeah, they play some pretty good people. Yeah. But 4 games at home in a row, and really 4 out of 6 to start on the road, okay. But when I look at this, I go, hey, what's the problem? I don't see a problem here. I think this team is damn good. I think this defense will carry them. I do think Trey Lance, look, if they miss on Trey Lance, this sets the franchise back, whoa. Because you got a guy that went to the Super Bowl. You got a guy, as I say, every day damn near. If that safety could have caught a ball, you got a guy that, well, took him to 2 Super Bowls in Jimmy G, but Dart dropped it. All right, the over-under is 10. Let's go through it. You beat Chicago. You beat Seattle. You lose to Denver. You beat the Rams at home. You beat Carolina, and you beat Atlanta. You're 5-1. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, you lose your next 2. All right? Let's just say that. I don't know. You lose Kansas City at home, and you lose against the Rams. Now you got to bye. All right, you lost those 2. Now you got 4 games. I'm going to say they go 3-1. Let's say they beat the Chargers, beat Arizona, just for the sake of argument, beat New Orleans, and lose to Tampa Bay. In college basketball, when you play 3 straight home games in conference, hard to win all 3. So right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 4 to go. You got to win 3 of the 4 at Seattle. Washington at home, you're going to win. Arizona at home, you're going to win. 2, 5. You got 10 wins right there. At Seattle left, at Vegas left. You got to take the over. You got to take the over. It's hard, though, because you got a quarterback that really has never done a damn thing in the NFL. They drafted up for him. They think he's talented. But when you look at Trey Lance, hell, he hardly played over when he was in college. I don't know. Looks good. I'd take over 10. If you could put push 10, I might take push 10. Unless they have a complete injury catastrophe, I got to take over 10. Eagles, 9.5, I'll take that. 10, 49ers, I'll take that. Yeah, why not? I mean, look, I don't want to sit around and root for teams to lose. So I don't know that I'm actually ever going to take an under in these. I just won't bet them. But who wants to sit there and root for a team to freaking lose? Not I. Why would I want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. So there you go. All right. Here's what I got this weekend. Yeah. I got a show coming up at noon to 3, and then I'm done for the week. I got my boy Mike Paulson coming in from Utah. I got my boy Kevin Custer and wives coming in from Cleveland. I got my boy Cam Safali picking him up at the airport. We're all high school friends. We got 36 holes of golf tomorrow. We got 36 holes of golf Saturday. I got my boy Kevin Page coming in, Dr. Brad Laconi. It's going to be a train wreck. So when you see me on Monday, if I don't have black eyes, then the weekend didn't go as well as I hoped. But before we get to Monday, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to hijinks, before we get to my weekend, I got to ask you, Dylan and Ryan, who in the hell is today's woke-a-dope? Who could it possibly be? Who is absolutely hypocritical, stupid enough, or so freaking woke that we put them up here? Every day, end of the show, we got a woke-a-dope. It's some dope that is woke. It's some dope that is a hypocrite. Uh-oh. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. We are literally and I'm being literal about this, we are literally allowing illegal immigrants to come through our borders unattended. In fact, we have folks at the border opening doors for them, and we don't seem to care. We have high-end hotels in New York City putting illegal immigrants up in the city, unvaccinated, unrecorded. We don't know who the hell they are. We don't know where the hell they've been. But I'm sure, like me, your neighbor has a sign that says, no man or woman is illegal. Stop. And this guy right here, Novak Djokovic, my man, my Serbian brother, isn't allowed entry into these United States. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a travesty to play in a tennis tournament. A healthy 30-something-year-old man. A healthy man that, frankly, I don't know, is healthier than 99.9% of us. A man that most of us don't even know, frankly. I don't think we do. I don't even think we know there are still COVID restrictions. He put out today, sadly, I will not be able to travel to New York this time for U.S. Open. Thank you for your messages of love and support. Good luck to my fellow players. I'll keep in good shape, positive spirit, wait for the opportunity to compete again. See you soon, tennis world. Back a day or so ago, John McEnroe said it's a complete joke that Novak Djokovic isn't allowed to compete. Of course it's a complete joke. Of course it's unadulterated stupidity. Of course it's anti-science. But what are you going to do? Now, me personally, like McEnroe, I got the vaccine. Look, I would have gone and gotten the vaccine and entered the country. Played in the U.S. Open. Tried to win another title. The dude's won it 4 times. But I got to tell you, he has strong beliefs. We're 2.5 years in this pandemic, McEnroe said. I think people in all parts of the world know more about it, and the idea that he can't travel to the play to me is a joke. So he officially dropped out of the tournament. Djokovic has. McEnroe says the unfair punishment to Djokovic has harmed his career and allowed rival Rafa Nadal to thrive. Well, I agree with that, certainly. No question about it. But Rafa Nadal was still pretty good on his own. Like, Rafa Nadal doesn't need Djokovic to drop out, or maybe he does. I don't know. Certainly, I respect John McEnroe and his opinion on tennis far more than my knowledge on tennis. But I know what I see, and I see Rafa Nadal is damn good. And frankly, I also see where Novak Djokovic is must-see TV. He is. You know, make no bones about it. But Djokovic has decided, I will not participate. There is news. Tyron Smith, who is supposed to be the lead blocker, the all-pro left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. See what I said yesterday? We're always talking about the frickin' Cowboys. Tyron Smith suffered a gruesome injury. They said things tore off the bone, but his hamstring tore off the bone. When I saw Tyron Smith was injured, I thought, oh man, ACL, right? I mean, isn't that what we look at, ACL? No, his hamstring tore off the bone in practice. Now, I don't know if you've ever done a hamstring injury, but hamstring injuries look as bad as any and worse than most injuries you can possibly have. If this is your leg and this is your Achilles, it literally goes from your Achilles up to your tailbone, up to your rear end. I mean, it is black and blue. It's among the worst injuries you will ever see. So this guy on a team that had Super Bowl aspirations with a quarterback in Dak Prescott that now says, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm ready to go. We got blah, 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 blah. Because the Cowboys, like the Colts, always talk. But now the all-pro left tackle, which, oh, by the way, is a fairly important position. In fact, many of us argue it is the most important position, non-quarterback related. Well, guess what? He is now out. He is now out. So there you go. Man, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I will never, ever stop saying it. Injuries crush you. Don't bet over-unders until September 10th. But last thing, do bet the degenerate special. Last year, Florida Atlantic beat Charlotte. This year, basically everybody back. They're playing at Florida Atlantic, and Charlotte is a 7-point favorite. According to my man Hammer, that is what we're going to bet Saturday afternoon. It's what I'm going to bet. It's the degenerate special. Currently 1-0 in football. It was a preseason game. I got to go back to remembering who the heck it was. It was over. It was over in the Canton game. Hall of Fame game. I'm keeping track, and I am going to become your go-to place for sports football betting. I am, because I'm not going to bet anything other than, ladies and gentlemen, smart stuff. Last thing, this just got sent to me by Dylan. An unidentified 36-year-old Italian man tested positive for, listen to this is a trifecta: COVID, monkeypox, HIV, all in the same day. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is one bad day. That's the trilogy of terror. That's oh my God. That's unbelievable. You got to send some positive vibes to this guy. I mean, you get COVID, you get HIV and monkeypox. Pretty safe to know what that guy was up to. Keep the dogs out of your bed, people, but keep it here on Outkick, and don't be afraid, noon to 3, 107.5, thefan.com in Indy. I'll be breaking it down like nobody else. Hopefully, when I come back, I got a broken nose, a couple black eyes. That means the weekend with my boys went well. Have a great week. Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Davey. Thank you to everybody that is helpful here on our show. Dockage out for the week. Enjoy the rest of your day, people.